Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog today. Today is Wednesday the 29th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning for a decent time frame. Wife got up and got off to work, and the garage door opened me up, so she got up and out of the bedroom quietly, which is pretty rare for me, but it happens every once in a while. So went ahead and went out and jumped in the hot tub for a little bit, got my little soak on there, got a few things done around the house, nothing too major. Had a couple things accomplished, kind of just general life stuff, nothing too big a deal going on. The day was starting to warm up nicely down here. It's still a little on the chilly side in the shade, but the sun, it was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous weather. So starting to love the little cold snap and getting back to our normal Florida winters, which is what I am 100% after. Like, just obsessed with the warmth. I want the heat all the time, all the heat. I don't, cold can just, I hate it, absolutely hate it. So, but got a few things taken care of, nothing too major. Went ahead and in the process of getting a few things around here taken care of, moved the trailers around and stuff, had a few things done. Decided, my wife wanted me to take her father to the doctor today, so I had volunteered. I agreed to do that. I guess she asked me, and I agreed to do that. So in the process, went ahead and left the trailer hooked up to the car because I wanted to go pick up a motorcycle lift table to make it easier to do oil changes and replace the brakes and stuff. The new bike I got, and I've been wanting one for a while. I just never have. Broke down and got one because I didn't really have a place to put it, but I'm still hoping, still optimistic I'm gonna get a real shop soon. So we'll see if that actually happens. Still waiting right now on the electrician getting back a quote to see how much it's gonna cost to trench in the power lines, and then fighting with the city to see whether or not that they're gonna make me stucco the front and put a full drive in and all kinds of other things. So still in that, but worst case scenario, I have a lift that I can make room for in the rear garage, but my plan as of right now is to set it up on the back of the Nye, so I'll have it out there so I can work on the bike while I'm still watching the dogs and that, which is what I want the big shot for, so I can be in my shop and doing actual stuff, not just sitting around while I watch dogs. Because right now, if I go out in the garage, I can't hear or see my dogs at all that I'm watching, so it becomes a pain in the butt. So this way, at least, I'll have to set the bike up out there and I can work on it. Shouldn't be the end of the world. So went ahead, it was time to take him to the doctor. So I called him, so I texted him, told him to head on over, and he came over, got in the car. We took off, headed up to the doctor's office, dropped him off. Because I'm pulling a trailer around, I really wasn't doing a lot of, didn't really go anywhere. I just sat in the parking lot and waited for him because dealing with the traffic in the trailer isn't the greatest. And at least the one passenger side taillight is not working. It's not working for brake, turn signal, or taillight. None. So I have nothing on the right hand side. So technically it's not legal to be driving around. And the lights will be here tomorrow or Friday. Not sure, they'll be here soon. But I get new lights put on it. Then I'll feel a lot safer driving around in heavy traffic. And then if they hit me, it's on them. Not right now, it's totally my fault if I get hit. So yeah, not really what I want to have to deal with. So went ahead, dropped him off though, went to the parking lot, took up my 3 spots that kind of curve through, so there's nowhere to pull through in a spot, and watched 3 people sitting around. The weather's like gorgeous on here. It's absolutely beautiful weather. All 3 people are out there in their trucks, 2 trucks and a car running with, I don't know if it's a heat or AC on in them. I don't know sure which one they're using, but they have something on. I just found myself a socket, so on myself a little socket running around. So got an extra free tool. Can't beat that on. But went ahead and they sat there for like half an hour with their motors running, windows up. Gorgeous day out, absolutely beautiful weather. Windows up, motors running. Then got out and walked inside. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't get people. I really don't, man. Roll your windows down, enjoy some fresh air, just experience life around you kind of thing. I don't get it. So I sit out there, had a cigar while waiting for him. He came out, we called to, done. And I said, I'm still here, so come on out, I'll meet you at the front. So I pulled up and he went to get in the car and he goes, is it strange I just now realized that you have a trailer behind us? And I go, I mean, you don't really observe a lot of things, so not that strange, I guess. But I would have thought he would have noticed it. Maybe not when you get in, because you could have thought, well, the trailer was just parked behind the car. When you got in, you didn't notice. But when you got to the doctor's office, you got out, you probably should have noticed there was a trailer there. Probably could have noticed the car had a little bit more of a shimmy to it, with an empty trailer in the back, it kind of hops a little bit. And then on top of that, you definitely should have seen it when you got out and walked to the doctor, inside the doctor's office. Should have noticed there was a trailer there, but you didn't, so it's all good. He seemed confused why I had a trailer, and I said, well, going to Harbor Freight to pick up some stuff. So at this point, I've already driven an hour up there to his appointment, basically, and then waited over an hour at his appointment. And then we got like an hour drive home, so no big deal. Get to Harbor Freight, asked him if he was coming in, or if he was staying in the car. He said, I'll just stay in the car, because I had to park a little ways away, and because the trailer had to pull through. And as I got out, he was like, hurry up, hurry back, type shit. I'm like, bitch, I wanted to say, you kidding me? Like, I'm giving up like 3 hours of my life here for you today, and you're gonna tell me to hurry through what may take me a half an hour? Like, whew, okay. I'm like, that's a good opinion to have. So I was like, amazing. I'm like, God damn, you're lucky that I love your daughter, because you're kind of a pain in the ass. So I kind of left it there, went inside, went and did my shopping, found the stuff I needed, and put them in the cart. I got a few items, nothing too major. Found a little card to buy the lift table, took it up the front, paid for it all, blah, blah. And then they told me I had to pull around back, and I said, is there like some kind of sign that tells me which door is yours? He goes, there's a big loading dock out there. And I'm like, oh, I assume there's probably more than one, but they're like, we got a bunch of blue tarps out there also. I'm like, okay, that should give me a hint. So get out there and pull up, and the guy comes out of the forklift, and he seems like he has no idea what he's doing. Like, it's impressively unskilled driver of this forklift. He gets it somewhat close. I go to pick it up, just slide it up on there, and he basically says, oh, no, you can't touch it when it's still on my forklift. I'm like, okay, it's, what the fuck, okay, whatever. So I'm like, then just pull your forklift away. It's, part of it's on there, I can just push the rest of it there and stuff. Nope, it takes him like another 20 minutes to finagle his forklift around multiple different times. He's trying to get it moved up farther on my trailer, and somehow proceeds to break off all 3 legs of my pallet that he broke off while trying to push it up on there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, God, this is not that tough to do. Like, whatever. So got it up on there, and then he's like, you got to sign this release form. I'm like, what the hell am I signing? I think it's something saying I got the item. It's all done. He goes, do you have your receipt? I'm like, it's in the car. He goes, oh, okay. I'm thinking about it. He goes, I need your receipt. And I'm like, oh, that's not what you said. He just asked me if I had it. So got the receipt. He looked, made sure I was the right person. Like, apparently I overheard somebody else say that they're getting a bike lift, and they also happen to have a trailer here. So I snuck back here real quick. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, whatever. So went ahead, got that, headed home, got it all strapped down, and he was like, it took way too long. I know it's heavy, I never get that, but if you would have just brought there close to me, I could have easily just slid one side over and got it up on there, and also not broke the pallet all the shit, which would have made my life easier to get it where it needs to be when it gets home. So jump back in the car, head on home, get there, and Father-in-law asked something about get it off. I'm like, no, I'll do it myself. Like, it's just, most of the time I find in life it's easier to figure out how to do it yourself than it is to ask for help and get let down by people on a regular basis. So said to hell with it, got a couple things done, finished my cigar, didn't have much left on it. I smoked most of it on the waiting for him at the doctor's office. Then drive home, so I finished that, changed my running gear, went and got my run done, got back to my run. My plan was to put the lift away tomorrow. And I thought, I can do it today. So I moved the fence down, which I got to take down part of my fence to get, because I got part of my backyard fenced off separately into 2 different yards, and drove the car through, got up in there and stuff, backed in, past the fire pit between that and the Suburban and stuff, got it all lined up. I'm like, oh, I want to be on the other side of the pillar. So I had to pull up and back it in again, which wasn't in the world, but got it where it needed to be. And literally as I was undoing the straps, I look up, my wife opens the patio door, and I was like, what? She didn't text me she's coming home. If I'd known that, I would have let her help guide me in, so I could have seen better where I was going. But it's all good. I got there, needed to be there. So I told her I was taking it off. She goes, how you doing this? I said, I don't know yet. I'm just gonna pick it up and push it. Like, don't really know what I'm doing yet. So she just rushes back inside, and I'm like, am I that much of an asshole when I'm moving shit? Like, she goes, no, I don't want to get in the way. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, that's fine. I didn't, whatever. So I then continued to get it off of there, and I'm moving around and trying different things. I'm sliding around. It's not going smoothly, but it's not going bad yet. I get to a spot where I could use her help. So I whistle at her. She was looking out the window at me. So I whistle loud to get her attention. She comes out, and I have her give me some help by removing a couple of the pieces of the broken pallet and putting a couple things here and there and kind of moving things for me. But the second she got the stuff away, and before I moved it again, I told her to back up. You know, I didn't want it falling on her and hurting her. It's hundreds of pounds. Like, this thing isn't light. You know, I don't know how much it is, 500 pounds maybe. It's hard, but there's no good handles. There's no good grip for it, so it's an awkward piece. And then I got where it was at. I was gonna be able to drop it off the trailer. So I said it's gonna make a really loud noise, and I didn't get it quite off the trailer far enough. So I said, well, let's try it again. It's gonna make a loud noise this time. But I got it down, and it actually went pretty smooth. It didn't make a loud noise. I was able to let it down pretty softly, so worked out easily. Got it back, got that all positioned kind of where I want it. I'll unpack it tomorrow, the next day. Not in a real big hurry, so parts aren't here to fix the bike anyway, so can't do much with it. I don't want to get too ahead of myself tearing it apart, because then the longer between tearing it apart and put it back together, the more likely I'm going to forget how to put it back together. So definitely don't want to overrun my memory on the time gap between the two things. So went ahead, went and jumped in the shower. She asked how long it's going to take. I'm like, you can start cooking whenever you want. Just tell me, the worst case scenario, 5 minutes late. It's not a big deal. So she said it was going to take about a half an hour minimum to cook. And I said, cool, I'll be in like 5 minutes. I want to go put the trailer away, put the car away, and I'll worry about the fence stuff tomorrow. So went ahead, got stuff done, headed back in. She'd already started cooking. So jumped in the shower, got out of the shower. We had pork chops, a frozen potato, like roasted potato thing. And then she made broccoli in the air fryer. And the broccoli turned out good, and the potatoes were straight garbage, like just straight garbage. And like, we didn't eat them. Like, we tried, and they were just bad. So, and the pork chop turned out really good. So we had a decent meal. Wasn't the best. I finished watching No Good Deed, and she agreed she lost the bet, so she owes me money. And then we basically discussed how much the bet was, and I told her it was $2,222, and she told me none of those are right. Is it 5 or 20? And I'm like, nope, it was 2. She goes, that's not right. I didn't bet 2. I'm like, it was 2. So went back, found I left a little note in my phone to remind me, and it was a $2 bet. So she went ahead and paid me for that. So it was all good. But we had a good little chuckle on whether or not it was a $2 bet or a $20 bet. So she kept telling me it was not a $2 bet. It was either 5 or 20, but it was 2. So good little joke with that one. So went ahead and had fun there. I went back out, had myself a cigar in the evening, and then headed back in, had myself a little snack. She was zonked out, like mad asleep. Like, she was just gonzoed. So she slept. I watched a little bit of Blue Bloods, ate my Doritos, and wrapped it up and called it a night. So that's all I got for now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.